Hello and welcome to The Truth in My Opinion, the podcast where I ask a guest to bring me the 3 news stories they think should be on all of our lips. And this week, with unemployment across the UK tipping the 5% mark, I'm joined by a fellow member of the professionally unemployed community, aka comedian Ian Smith.
Thank you.
Hey, Ian.
I was very worried when the unemployment stat come up.
Yeah, it's a very dry podcast, actually. What do you think of the unemployment figures? You don't have to answer that.
Yeah, I'm not really on top of them at the minute. But have they gone up or down?
Apparently they've gone up. I've just added this to the intro. I don't know any other details, but I think they've gone up and it's not great.
Yeah, I'll go bad then. I think that's bad.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. We'll just click that up and you'll look really
Is that the clip we're going to use?
Yeah, that's the social out the way. So that's great. We can probably stop recording now, actually.
Yeah.
Just got the magic moment. Ian, I am a massive, massive fan of you.
Thank you.
I think you're brilliant. I've been to see your shows.
Because I'm conscious that you said this before we recorded the podcast, so I want it to be clear that, I'm very happy about that. But because you've already told me, I didn't do the sort of oh my God, thank you. So,
yeah, you got all that out of the way before we started recording.
Yeah. So I just want people to know that I'm not a robot. These things mean something to me.
I'm going to get the plug out early. So you've got a tour coming up with your show, Foot Spa Half Empty.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us what your show is about?
I guess it's just about. It started in January last year. I thought I don't know what I'm going to talk about in my show because things are going quite well, and usually my shows are about everything that's going wrong. But then I guess it's about how April onwards everything was quite shit for a bit. And luckily got a show out of that. Yeah, you were like ka-ching. This is honestly, Ian, the last maybe 5 episodes we've had people come on here and this topic always comes up and it always comes up quite early, which is stand-up comedians desperately searching for something to write their show about. Yes. And that it seems to be the question that tortures them the most. So from April onwards, you had a show gifted to you. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I mean, I probably still would have preferred it. I guess emotionally I would have liked it if my show was, I'm absolutely nailing life at the minute, and then it got 3-star reviews. But yeah, my life was just quite stressful, but critically that was quite good. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of comedians who, I've heard some things where something genuinely tragic or dangerous has happened to someone, and either another comedian will, as soon as they leave the room, be like, fucking hell, man, that guy's so lucky. Or we'll say so I guess that's what my show's going to be about, with no processing of the information at all. So, I guess I just need something to happen in the next couple of years for a new show. Something completely tragic. Yeah. Or at least really stressful. It doesn't. No one has to die. Yeah. Well, stress seems to be a recurring theme of your shows. I saw an article, I think, about your last show, Crushing, which was nominated for the Edinburgh Award. You sort of talk about how you sort of actively seek out stress. You think that benefits your comedy? I guess. Well, I think I'm very conscious that I need an hour's worth of material, and often my life is quite boring. So if I can do something related to what I'm talking about, I'll go and do that. So me and my hairdresser went to Slovakia to drive a tank over a car. Yeah, that's what I was hoping you'd bring up. Yeah. But I think genuinely I just didn't have an end to the show. And at the time as well, I thought, I don't know if I can afford this because it's a stag do activity. Yeah. So usually per person it's £70, but it's groups of 12. And we had to really negotiate with them to let me and my hairdresser do it, because that's not enough people. So I had to say, well, just how much is it? He said the big cost is the petrol for the tank and the hire of the tank driver. And he said, well, it's £900, and then that gets split between people. And I just really needed 5 more minutes of material. So, yeah, plus Airbnbs and flights. My God, that's your fringe budget, surely. Yeah. Yeah, it's not ideal. I really don't recommend doing that. Has your new show got a similar expensive sort of denouement? Is that what they say? An expensive end? How much money have you thrown at this show?
You don't have to answer that.
No, I'm trying to think.
It's become quite personal
in terms
now.
of mad things to do. Paid £250 for a private semen analysis. But really, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah,
So this show of yours, so Foot Spa Half Full, is about fertility, right?
Yeah. So me and my girlfriend were sort of trying to have a baby. And then I did a fertility test that wasn't ideal.
Right.
You wouldn't describe it as ideal.
Yeah.
And I guess the show is like
It
me.
didn't hit the cup.
Yeah. I just didn't get it in. They were like, well, there's none here. Right. There's stuff in
all over
the
the
room.
walls.
Yeah. It's your job. You got to put a bit of effort into collecting it. But yeah, so the show's largely about me sort of processing that news. Yeah, so it's quite a stressful show, but yeah, much cheaper than a tank.
A tank over... Are you still in contact with your hairdresser that you drove a tank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I met him because he was cutting my hair, but now we're just good friends.
Well, Ian, you also have a podcast
Yes.
called Northern News, which you do
Yeah.
with the brilliant comedian Amy Gledhill.
Yes, have you had her on?
I have not had Amy Gledhill on. I would love Amy Gledhill on.
Yeah. She's very funny.
She is incredibly funny. She won the Edinburgh Award.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Winning it's all right. But
Being nominated is the crucial part.
being nominated multiple times is the crucial part.
Yeah.
And has Amy done that as well? Yeah. But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. These things don't matter.
Yeah.
They
I've
don't
got
matter.
very used to smiling as someone else does an acceptance speech. I think that could help my career if I progress to like the BAFTAs or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a part of media training, isn't it? Just don't look too disappointed.
Yeah.
When someone else wins the award you want.
When you're on camera as well, it's quite like at the BAFTAs or something. You've really got to be like,
I know they zone in, don't they?
yeah.
But so Northern News is about both you and Amy live in London, but you're not from London.
Yeah.
And it's a podcast where you get sort of juicy stories from your hometowns. Is that right?
And from the sort of north in general. So we always start off with anything that we found up north. Like a recent thing we found was a guy ate 3 kilograms of cola bottles and he had to be hospitalised. So it's that kind of level.
Great.
And then Amy will get something from Hull. I'll get something from Goole.
Yeah.
Which is increasingly difficult because Goole, there's not a lot going on at Goole. And then we just chat about them and it sort of gets diverted quite a lot.
Yeah. Is the cola bottles the juiciest story you've had recently? What's the maddest story you've had on the podcast?
Well, if you're saying juice,
Yeah.
there was a man who had a pork pie in his backpack, and it was so juicy. When he went through airport security, they flagged it up as a liquid. I thought that was great. They said, you got some water in your bag.
No.
He's emptying it out. There's no water in here. Turned out the pork was so juicy that they thought it was like a bottle of Evian or something.
It's the Evian of pork pie.
Yeah.
That's fantastic advertisement for whoever made the pork pie. There's nothing nicer than a juicy pork pie.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Ian, the question I ask everyone before we kick off with your headlines is, are you a newsy person?
Yes. I sort of get into the habit of it because I do the news quiz on Radio 4 quite a lot. So now I got into a habit where I look on the papers that I like.
Yeah.
And then I will also go on a website of a paper I dislike.
Okay.
To sort of see the contrast in reporting. And I would do that because I'm sort of looking for like a funnier angle.
Yeah.
Sometimes on like The Guardian, you're like, okay, well, this is like quite well reported. But if I want speculation and sort of bullshit angles to it,
juice,
then I
if
can
you will.
go on like the Daily Mail website and see what they're doing. So I got into a habit of doing that where I was looking at like 3 or 4 different newspapers, and I struggle to sort of get out of that when I'm not doing it. And then I'll go on like a media like blackout for a month. Because I'm interested in the news and politics, but at the minute I just I hate it so much.
Yeah.
That sometimes I just try and avoid it.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like I want to say it sounds like a well-balanced way of looking at the news, but really what you're doing is you're reading what's happened and then you're going on the Daily Mail, which I'm not sure that equates to necessarily balance. You've maybe got a sort of centre batshit view of current affairs.
Yeah.
Seems like quite a good place to be.
The one good thing that the Daily Mail provides is a lack of care about, like, the sort of... But the example I give is, maybe this is a bleak example for the podcast, but do you remember when the plane went missing? The Malaysian Airlines
MH317?
plane.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. So, like, I remember that was like a big story, and I remember reading, like, The Guardian, they were like, they don't know what's happened to this plane. And I was like, oh, man, wow. Well, I know a place that's going to say what they think's happened to it. Went on the Daily Mail website, the pilot's gone crazy! And then the next hour they've gone, forget that! It was chock-a-block full of lithium batteries and they exploded. And you look and go, oh, they got no facts for that at all. And then another hour, they're like, there was someone on the plane under a false passport. They were a terrorist. They weren't a terrorist, I don't think. So really, sometimes you're just like, I want to know what has happened in this, and we don't know yet.
Yeah.
But this paper will give me the speculation that I need.
It'll give you the answer, yeah. You're right, actually. Maybe that's the sort of source of their success. They don't require you to think, they tell you. They're like, this is probably what's happened. It's full of lithium batteries that have been carried on by a terrorist with no passport, with a crazy pilot. And you're like, okay, I understand that now. Can move on with the rest of my life.
Yeah. Excellent.
Well, you've brought 3 batshit headlines.
Good.
No, you haven't. I'm just joking. But, Ian, this is your news hour where I place you in charge of the news. And you have brought us 3 headlines that you think everyone should be talking about. So I'd now like you to please deliver, in your best news voice, your first headline.
Goole 200th birthday celebrations announced.
Here we go. Your hometown of Goole. Do you want to tell me what this story is about?
So, yeah, I don't know if Goole is an old or young town to be turning 200. I think that's quite young.
Yeah, I think it is, actually, for Britain. A 200-year-old town.
Yeah.
And it's in North Yorkshire, is that right?
East Yorkshire.
East Yorkshire, okay.
Yeah, East Yorkshire. It was originally a canal route. And they were, whatever they're doing at the end of the canal, eventually... And I think it took them a year, it said, they decided we need a street. It's the early 1820s. Goole was exported from the West Riding of Yorkshire to Europe. And in 1826, it got a street.
Yeah, its first street in 1826.
And now, 200 years later, it's bloomed into an underfunded working-class northern town. Where nothing's going on, and slowly people are moving towards reform.
This is the tale of Britain in a way, isn't it? This is a microcosm of everything that's happening in the country. But you said nothing happens, but you've got your podcast surely showcases all sorts of stories that come out of Goole.
Oh, yeah.
Have you got a Goole highlight?
There was a former Goole councillor who set fire to a brothel.
Okay. Okay.
Allegedly, something was going on with him and someone in the brothel.
Right.
I guess he didn't want his wife to find out. No one's in the brothel at the time.
Okay.
But I guess he's burnt down the brothel thinking if his wife says, you've been at that brothel, he can go, what brothel? And that's his defence.
That's a good defence.
Yeah.
I wonder if he got away with it.
I don't think so. There was a quote that he said, it was a spare of the moment thing. But there's also footage of him, I guess, purchasing petrol and some lighters, and I think scouting out the brothel at a previous
going
day.
to the brothel. Yeah, that's pretty damning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, now we've got a whole festival set up to celebrate this fantastic northern town, which is, like you say, 200 years old. There's one part of the festival that I noticed that it's an exhibition of 200 objects from Goole. And I've done some Googling, and I can't find what the objects are. Do you want to speculate on what some of those 200 objects are? Are there any Goole-yan objects?
Well,
is it Goole-yan?
Goolies.
Goolies.
So, yeah, I guess Goole-yan.
A Goole-yan.
I read another article about this, and I'm sure that the museum are asking people for the items.
Right.
So I don't think they have them yet.
Okay.
So I think if you've got something of historical significance to go,
I see.
Then you can bring it in.
They've gone quite high with 200, I think.
Yeah,
that's quite a bold number.
Yeah. They've just gone, we're 200 years old. 200 items. It's not a big museum, so they'll have to be quite small, some of the items as well.
What do you think they'd be? I mean, like you say, it's a canal town, maybe some canal, but there's there still a canal there?
Yeah, and there's a big docks, probably dock stuff.
Okay.
But a lot of dock equipment is big.
Yeah.
A big screw from like a boat, maybe.
Yeah, massive screw, yeah.
And
have you've been to the museum itself?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it good?
It's not bad.
Okay.
It's not awful. They seem to have a rotating exhibition of ye old women's lingerie. That's on at least once a year.
From the burnt down brothel.
Yeah. Gotta do something with this.
We've managed to save some items, and we'll stick them in the only other place we've got, which is Goole Museum.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen a lot of the museum, really.
Really?
It's not popular.
The museum? Well, I mean, the thing is, when you sent this story, I was like, I think it's a brilliant story because, like you said, there are lots of different places. My granddad is my family are from South Yorkshire, Doncaster. And I think
that's very close to Goole.
Very close, yeah, very close. And I find like a lot of northern towns they've got a bit of a bad rep for being like grim and there being nothing there. Yeah. So I was quite happy to see that Goole are celebrating 200 years of them.
Yeah,
of their
is
existence.
nice.
Yeah, I mean it was Hull a few years ago. I think had the capital of culture or something.
Yeah.
They're forgotten places that do hold a lot of history.
Yeah.
I'm just desperately trying to tease out that history from you.
Big canal. It really is. It had a big canal.
A big canal.
Then everything sort of sprung up around there. That main street.
Adam Street.
Yeah. I don't even know where Adam Street is now. But there was a big street that had there's a hotel called the Lowther Hotel.
Yeah.
Which at a point was the oldest functioning hotel in the UK, because there was an article in the Goole Times. We're the oldest functioning hotel in the UK. Let's breeze over the fact that the previous oldest has burnt down.
There's a lot of burnt down buildings in Goole. Yeah. Who's going around setting fire to all these buildings?
No, this is outside of Goole.
Oh, not in Goole.
Yeah, we've maybe burnt down that one to reclaim the title.
I see.
But now I don't think it's a functioning hotel anymore. So it could be somewhere else.
The word functioning is standing out to me. And that doesn't scream like luxury.
No, it just has to be a hotel. It has to still be a hotel. It can't be like a pub now or a bank. You have to be able to exchange money for a room in the evening.
Okay. How big is this hotel?
The Lowther Hotel is pretty big. But I really don't know what it is now. I tried to take Amy Gledhill on a walk around Goole on Boxing Day, and we were going to go to the Lowther Hotel, but it was closed. And that is a bit of the vibe of Goole. But I don't want to be too down. We've got so there's this 25 million grant that's been given to Goole.
Yeah.
So the market hall, that's being turned into, well, I think, it's still a market hall, but it's going to be bigger and better.
Nice.
There's going to be like a stage for bands.
Great.
The leisure centre's getting revamped. We're not really getting anything new, but everything's getting revamped.
It's getting a makeover. Yeah.
Victoria Pleasure Grounds, the football stadium, not the brothel, is getting a revamp. It's not nothing new, but everything's getting revamped.
Everything's getting touched up a bit.
Yeah.
Well, that's quite nice. Is that needed? Is that needed in Goole?
Yeah, I mean, it's just very underfunded.
Yeah.
And then it's easy for people there to sort of be like, oh, it's shit here.
Yeah.
But it's like, it just doesn't get the attention of other places. And there's nice parts of Goole, and we're absolutely caning it, industry-wise. We've got, there used to be one big factory, on the outskirts of Goole. It's just factories now. We've got Guardian Glass, a Tesco distribution centre, Siemens, very on point.
Wow.
The tube carriages are built in Goole now.
Are they? It's like in Doncaster, a lot of the trains are.
Yeah.
They're still built there. Tube carriages are built in Goole.
Yeah. Maybe the District Line.
That's amazing. So everyone who travels on that district line has a connection to Goole.
Yeah, they're technically in Goole.
That's legally.
Yeah.
It's like an embassy in a different country. Yeah, interesting. If you were asked by the officials at Goole, who are running the Goole 200th year anniversary, to add an object to the museum, what object do you think best captures your connection to Goole?
I would say I used to own a fleece when I was, say, 12 years old.
Yeah.
And I lost that fleece at school. And I must have been out on the field for for break or whatever. And then one day I remember seeing the fleece, and it was like by a tree. I was soaking wet, obviously, because it's been raining. And I was like, man, I should really bring that fleece home, but it's absolutely sodden. I don't love the fleece. Maybe the fleece is like, I don't know. Anyway, I thought, right, we'll come back to that another day. But I think that fleece maybe lived outside for a year. And then I brought it home. But I just think that fleece has been through a lot. And I remember walking past it and thinking, that's mine. No one's moving it. I must remember to bring that home. So I just think it's got a stoicism about it and a resilience that I really sort of view Goole and the North having.
That's fantastic. That's a fantastic item. Yeah, I think that's a brilliant item. I think you should contact them to add it to the collection.
They'd be lucky to have it.
They would be lucky to have it. We're motoring through your news hour.
Yeah.
Could you please now deliver your second headline?
Drug dealer inspired by Home Alone. Booby-trapped home with tripwires and pipe bombs.
Yes, this is a fantastic story. Do you want to tell us the details, Ian?
So, this guy, it really does sum it up in the headline. It doesn't give them much wiggle room for...
It's true. You've not got much room to embellish.
Yeah, if I was Sarah Hooper from the Metro, I'd have said booby-trapped home with tripwires and then an ellipses.
Yes.
And then we'd be like, all right, what else? This is Ian Clawton.
Clawton, yeah.
60. He's I think we can say drug dealer.
I think we can probably say that, yeah.
Allegedly. But he seems to have multiple homes, but he was protecting them with, Home Alone style contraptions, but potentially more brutal, I think.
Well, you say that. I actually think Home Alone style contraptions, as you mentioned earlier, does pretty much sum it up because they sound quite shit. So this is a story that's actually just down the road from Goole, just down the road from Doncaster, in Barnsley. So
I didn't even realise it was northern.
We're sticking in the Yorkshire region.
Yes.
And we're now onto drug dealing and booby traps. And, I'm quite resistant to say that northern towns often sound quite, not nice. I think Goole is not great.
Yeah.
Doncaster's fine. This place is called Grimethorpe.
Yeah.
So this is happening in Grimethorpe, near Barnsley, in South Yorkshire. And it's a man who... have you got a list of the booby traps he actually did for his house?
Let's have a look. They found a series of traps as well as a homemade flamethrower.
Yeah.
Let's get to where's the list of the specific traps? I don't know what paragraph it's in.
So it says here, when police entered one of the heavily protected houses, they found a fishing wire running across the length of one of the rooms at knee height, attached to an electrical connector and a battery pack.
Yeah.
Clawton told police the explosives were crow scarers used by farmers, which he'd inserted into plastic piping and, in one instance, into a bag of paint.
I've never heard crow scarers before.
I've never heard of a bag of paint. A bag of some crow scarers in a bag of paint. Other devices were found in the property consisted of banger fireworks inside piping, sealed with foam and with wires and a coiled spring. So we're not actually looking at particularly advanced boobies.
No.
If you see what I mean.
These are entry-level boobies.
They're entry-level boobies that I think are just as effective as Kevin McAllister's Home Alone traps. So, in short, he was always going to be caught. But did you see the reason he was caught?
Oh, no.
So he ordered some replica firearms from China with his address on them, and the guns arrived at Heathrow, and they were like, "Oh, these are guns," and they opened them, and they were like, "Oh, they're not guns, but they're replica guns, which are still illegal." They looked at his address, they went there, discovered the boobies.
Yeah, and also there's a note on his. I'm just trying to read the note. So if you get to his house and you're thinking, look, maybe this guy isn't a wrong un, maybe he's doing an incredibly realistic stage production and he wants replica guns from China. But the note on the door says, warning, do not enter these premises unless invited to do so. The premises and its surrounding buildings, yard. I think he needs more in the list to really be utilising a comma there. Its surrounding buildings, and I'd go for and yard, are booby-trapped. You have been warned. Whatever his name is, blurred out. No longer lives, works here, or no longer lives or works here. And then he says, it's no joke. Everything booby-trapped.
Everything booby-trapped.
Yeah,
In case you were doubting, everything is booby-trapped.
There's nothing. Don't be wiping your shoes on that doormat. I don't know what it would be. You put your feet in the shoes, it's all individual spiders.
And
they come up you and murder you.
Or nails or something like that. Yeah. But there was... So some of these details in this story are that... also, the bit more detail on the firearms thing.
Yeah.
Not only did it have his address on the package, he'd also ordered it from his ex-wife's eBay account. So also quite easy to trace. But when the police arrived at his house... discovered the booby traps, they had to evacuate 100 properties.
Yeah,
Did you see
I read
this?
that.
100 properties for their safety.
Because it said they were looking at properties connected to this man. I don't think I'm connected to more than 10 properties.
Surely not. I don't think any property would have to be evacuated if I booby trapped a house.
What are Airbnbs included, do you think?
I think, yeah, let's go with yes. How many properties
your house, any Airbnb you've been in?
Yeah.
Any family members' house?
Yeah.
Maybe close friends?
Yeah.
Maybe you could rack up a good number of
Do you think you could rack up 100 properties that are connected to you?
Maybe. But I think as the police, you'd be going, all right, but has he booby-trapped all of the Airbnbs he stayed in? And you'd know if you had, because you'd look at the reviews and go, they really drop off after he's been in there.
Yeah, lovely stay, nice veranda, a lot of booby traps.
Yeah,
maybe this is what his, because I think he was sent to court for drug dealing, but perhaps he should be taken to court for booby trapping, because I didn't actually see a mention of the fact that he booby trapped it. Is that against the law to booby trap your own house?
Oh yeah, maybe not.
Maybe it's not. We've stumbled on a kind of legal loophole.
Because I guess if someone's breaking and entering, I was always told, I think I've heard this once, that if someone breaks into your house and you attack them with a household object, the police would be like, fair enough, they've come into your house, you're panicking, you've gone household.
Yeah.
Like cheese grater, that's a household object, you're panicking. But if you attacked someone in your house with like a baseball bat, you would have to prove that you play baseball to at least a regular amateur level, that you should have a baseball bat.
Oh, interesting, because otherwise it's a weapon.
Yeah.
No way.
Even though cheese grater is arguably worse.
So you do, I don't know. I think you do a lot more damage with a baseball bat than a cheese grater.
Yeah.
Unless you're grating someone. That's not a nice image. But a baseball bat, I'd take my chances with a grater over a baseball bat.
It's another great podcast idea.
It's a great podcast idea.
Different guest on.
Yeah, take your chances. That's what it'd be called.
Yeah.
Would you rather be grated or baseball battered?
And they choose.
Yeah.
And each episode is you just going at them.
Just going at them.
Yeah.
just going at them with a grater. Have you ever booby trapped anything?
I think I must have done. I did I stayed in I guess this isn't a booby trap. I stayed in a hotel where the door wouldn't lock.
Okay.
And it was quite a grim hotel. And I was quite drunk And I was sort of thinking, this ain't good. Someone's going to come in and murder me. So I moved the wardrobe in front of the door.
Okay.
Woke up, forgot I'd done that, had a panic attack. So I'm looking around like, how the hell do I get out of this place? There's one door that was an ensuite. I'm like, I didn't come in through there. I didn't come in through the pipes. Yeah, really confused. So I booby-trapped myself. I'd home alone myself.
That's crazy. How long did it take you to work out how to get out?
The things I'm not proud of is I closed the ensuite door and I waited a bit and opened it again as if it might reset.
It's some sort of mirage.
Yeah. And then I opened the cupboard doors because I thought it's something to do with this cupboard. Before I realised you got to move the cupboard as well. But I made it out.
Thank God you made it out. Could you please now deliver your third and final headline of your news hour?
It's another northern one. North America.
Oh yeah.
Obama clarifies views on aliens after saying they're real on podcast.
Yes. Did you see this clip?
Yeah. And it felt quite lighthearted.
Yeah. So he was on a Brian Tyler Cohen's podcast, and there was like a speed section at the end where he was like, "Are aliens real?" And Obama was like, I'm going to try and do an impression. He was like, "They're real."
Okay. Oh yeah. That was very good.
Do you think? I thought it was quite bad.
I felt like I was Mark Maron. I should know how to say his surname. I lost all faith because in the past I've said his surname and someone corrected me, and now I've dealt with that by what I do is I say it in the same way 3 times, but with not a lot of certainty.
Who's this?
Mark Maron.
We need to back ourselves more because I backed out of that impression and you're backing out of Mark Maron.
Yeah.
Let's just go with
What
Mark Maron.
What a tragic exchange for the two of us.
That was quite painful to listen to, I think. Should we start again? We'll go... Obama was like, "They're real."
That was great. No notes, and I've got no other references. I don't want to talk about anything else.
I also definitely sounded more Kermit there. Well, so Obama saying they're real, and then everyone was like, "Oh my God, Obama's seen an alien. They're real. They're in Area 51." And then Obama came out and was like, "No. I was just being fun on this podcast, and there's nothing. I don't know any. I've never seen an alien." Do you believe him?
I think so, but that disappoints me.
Yeah.
Because I think the answer that he gave was probably quite good, where I guess he was saying statistically there probably is.
Yes.
But also, I don't know though, like, yeah, I think if I was president, I would also, I'd settle in, I'd make sure like I'm doing some stuff on like the wars and stuff, but then would be like, right, we've got a 3 second. Are there aliens? Are there aliens? And can I have a look at anything you've got that is weird? And like, I want to go to Area 51. And if you're like, oh, well, we've got this bit of metal that couldn't come from the Earth, really. It's not like, right, show me that now. And I'd go down, I'd do that. So...
Yeah, I mean, this is sort of what Obama said he did. He said when he was... Because he came out with a statement and he said, statistically, the universe is so vast that the odds are good there's life out there. But the distances between solar systems are so great that the chances we've been visited by aliens is low. And I saw no evidence during my presidency that extraterrestrials have made contact with us. Really? That's the statement he said. But he did say, like, a couple of years ago, apparently he was on James Corden, everyone's favourite chat show guy, James Corden in 2021. He said when he got to office, he said he asked whether there was a lab where they're keeping the alien specimens in the spaceship. So he did what you just said, basically. And he was like, oh, they said no, we don't have that.
Yeah, it's just, you would just be so curious. Yeah. But I think his answer is probably disappointingly true.
Yeah. Do you want to know what Donald Trump said?
Oh, yes.
Trump said, when he asked the same question when he was president, so Obama said, I've asked this, and they said, nah, there's nothing. And then actually Hillary Clinton's campaign manager, John Podesta, So he's into UFO theories.
Yeah.
He promised during the 2016 campaign that she would release classified government reports on aliens if she was elected. So he's quite into it.
Man.
But basically, what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to get at is they're all asking and they're all saying, there is nothing though. Trump said, I won't talk to you about what I know about it, but it's very interesting. So he's gone down the route of clearly he's asked. They've said, no, there's nothing. And he's just pretending that there is.
Yeah, everyone else is going like, yeah, it's a bit disappointing, really. Like, it's not very exciting. But he clearly doesn't like the idea of not having, like, a secret or something.
Exactly. So he's like, yeah, no, there is. I can't tell you, but it's very interesting.
Interesting as well.
I didn't back myself with the impression again.
Yeah, I would... There was a point where I was like, I really should put some time into a Trump impression. But then, I mean, the first term was bad, but the second term feels so horrible.
Yeah.
That even though, like, for topical comedy, it might be quite useful.
Yeah.
It is just, it's just really horrific.
It's just horrific. I know even a good impression can't detract from the horrors of what he's doing anymore. It must be said. So you think Obama's telling the truth. Do you believe in aliens?
Yes, but in a similar way. But have you read of the I guess it's called the Fermi paradox.
Oh, I have heard about this. Yeah.
So I guess it's like in a like infinite vast universe,
yes.
It's sort of equally likely and unlikely that there could be aliens is what they're saying. That it's kind of like that both scenarios are sort of incredibly probable and improbable.
Yeah.
Because I guess if there's one theory that you look at like Earth and there's like stars with planets that are in the like habitable zone around the stars, and that is like billions of stars, billions of that you're like, yeah, there probably will be something. It's just really far away, or it existed like just in a different time. Where sort of this. I mean, I've clearly done some research into this. But we're a pinprick in the timeline.
Yeah.
If
it is. That adds a lot of weight to it. Where you're like, you know, we're so tiny in a massive universe. There's got to be some advanced civilization out there. But the problem is, you're like, well, if they're that kind of technologically capable, then they might have made contact.
This is what
I think that's the problem.
Yeah, and then I can't remember what they call this, but there's like a line that they say in like the Fermi paradox. I guess is like, is there a line that you can't cross basically for advanced civilization? So like,
yes.
So like
they destroy themselves.
Yeah, or like if you can't develop from being a single-celled organism, then you're done. If you get to the point that we're at, where we're going to blow each other up in a bit, that maybe life is always going to be inherently selfish and want to destroy each other.
Yes.
Lots of fun. That gets blocked out. Or maybe it's because we can't build a bloody Dyson sphere around the sun to harness the sun's energy for intergalactic travel. That's it.
They're all big questions that I don't think we're going to answer on this podcast.
No.
But I think I agree with you. I think there are. I think I'd like to say that I'd like there to be aliens that are real, but at the same time, that prospect scares me quite a lot. The idea of there being things out there that don't understand us and might see us as like a sort of like we see, you know, like limpets, just little horrible things.
Well, that's I love. Have you seen the Russian film Stalker?
Oh, yes. I haven't seen it, but this is in an Adam Curtis documentary.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an incredible film, and it's based off a book.
Roadside Picnic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's that?
That's Adam Curtis.
Oh, right.
I'm trialing so many impressions in this segment, and I must admit, I'm not backing any of them.
Well, I don't think I know what Adam Curtis sounds like. It's in my head.
He sounds exactly like that. Roadside Picnic. This film Stalker was based on a book.
So
Roadside Picnic.
Bit of Josh Widdicombe.
Bit Josh Widdicombe, a bit Keir Starmer.
Yeah. Have you seen this Roadside Picnic?
Have you seen the Roadside Picnic? Like that.
But that's based on what you're saying. That aliens would, to us, it would be like when a human has a picnic on the side of the road, you don't think about like the ants and stuff like that. But
Oh.
the rubbish that you leave behind could be sort of toxic to the environment of these animals that you don't really care about. And this has happened with aliens. They've had they've bobbed on Earth, they've bobbed back, and it's messed us up.
I see. It's about a zone where time is warped, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, we're sort of slightly talking at cross purposes because you've seen the film. I'm talking about the documentary, and Adam Curtis makes a big point about it's a sort of big comment on the USSR in the 80s. So that's what the allegory is. But the alien side, I think, is more interesting.
Also, do you know like the director and some of the cast of Stalker died because of like poisoning and like radiation that they on the locations that they filmed. But it's a film about going to like a dangerous zone where you have to be very careful because of this like unseen like danger there. And they got like ill off the back of filming it because of like, this unseen danger.
Oh my god!
So it's got a real like it sort of amplifies the sort of atmosphere of the film, and it just makes it sort of sensational.
That sounds like an incredible film, actually.
And I don't use the word sensational lightly.
It's sensational. Everyone died of radiation poisoning.
Yeah.
It's sensational. Well, yeah, I think Obama. I'm a bit sad he's clarified, but I don't think it detracts from any of the rumours that aliens are real.
Yeah,
because there was that report a few years ago that the US aviation people brought out where they were like, we're not saying there's aliens, but there's some things we can't explain, and everyone lost their minds.
Yeah,
because there was another classified version of that. There's always another classified version of things, which keeps the rumor mill a spinning.
There are people who say stuff, and then you kind of think, well, maybe it was some experimental, like craft or something.
Yeah.
Then you think, well, why don't we have that now? Like if you come up with like a crazy way of flying, it's just a saucer. Why wouldn't you just do it and not keep it a secret?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to do it in the middle of the night either. You could just do it in a park or something.
Yeah.
Just make sure get everyone involved. It doesn't have to be secret.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm glad we've solved aliens. Ian Smith, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Those were 3 fantastic headlines. And a reminder to everyone, you are on tour with your show, Foot Spa Half Empty.
Yes.
And people can visit your website, I imagine, and get tickets?
Yeah. iansmithcomedy.co.uk.
Fantastic.
Or on Instagram. That's where I'm more. That's where it's all popping off.
That's where it's all
me.
happening.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, please follow Ian on Instagram and go and see his show because he is brilliant. Thank you, Ian. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Fantastic news hour.
Sorry that I went to take a sip and I still had a thank you to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been listening to The Truth in My Opinion. This week's guest was Ian Smith, and I've been Cody Darla. If you want to hear more from Ian, then head over to Patreon, where you can listen to his bonus 4th headline. See you next week.